Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Williams. I am the vocalist for a progressive math metal band called Tangents. What drives me as an artist to create music? Well, that's an easy one. I had a friend of mine a long time ago give me a great piece of advice when he said, if you don't hear enough music that you would want to hear in the world, like maybe of a certain type of music, whatever, create it yourself. And I've been trying to do that ever since then with whatever act it is that I'm playing with. Yeah, there's just something really cool about going from the stage where you have an idea in your head for a song and hearing it come to fruition. Like, I'm getting to hear it for the first time once it's been fully mixed, getting to share these things with the world, getting to play them live, and then having people enjoy them along with you. There's just no greater feeling in the world. As far as the band name origins goes, the band was named before I was a part of the act. There was another singer in the band before myself, and there was a phase for it was just an instrumental act before I wormed my way in. But Tangents just kind of represents how our music sounds. We could be going in one direction. You think we're going to stay in that path, and we're taking you in a whole different one before you even realize what has happened, right? And it takes you a few listens to really maybe understand the tracks. And then, just trains of thought too, right? Like, we're very, maybe chaotic people in our heads, and, that leads to all sorts of weird tangents. We've got a brand new EP out right now. It's called Molt. It's got 3 tracks on it. We called the album Molt because it's based around a period of change in our band. We lost 2 members, our original guitar player and drummer. And we picked up 2 new guys. All of those guys are all on the record because when we recorded it, we still had the old drummer and old guitar player. And then the new guys came in, and because they also do vocals as well, like they helped me with backups, they recorded backup vocals on this record. So it's just kind of a big melting pot of all of the members that have been in the band except for our older singer. We thought that was kind of neat. So as far as the lyrics go, there's 3 major broad topics, I guess, for this one. So the first song, Assimilate, is about AI, essentially, and the uprising of the machines. I'm a big fan of the movie Terminator 2. So if you're old enough to remember that movie, like us, you might hear a few lyrics on there that are direct quotes from the movie, right? So it's basically looking at technology and from a Luddite perspective. So someone who's afraid of it, maybe like a Kaczynski Unabomber sort of perspective, where it's like you don't think that technology is necessarily a great thing for the prospect of humanity and our existence on this planet. So that's what that one's about. Mass Delusion, that's sort of commentary on the current political climate, and the overall message of that one is just to remember not to let the politicians and the rich folk of the world divide us, right? So maybe that's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but that's kind of what it feels like to me. It kind of feels like the people at the top, keep us fighting against ourselves and each other. And it's a reminder to be aware of that. Just stay conscious of these things, and let's all be friends and have a good time. The third one, Forge, that's a deeply personal thing. I was going through a time in my life where I guess I kind of felt rented, but never really part of people's lives, kind of thing. Like, I was a DJ for a long time, so I was always DJing weddings and seeing everybody else having a great time, and I'm like there to entertain you, but I'm not actually a part of your lives in any other way. It's like I show up for a night and leave again. And even though it's very much like that as a musician too, but you get to know people, like people want to talk to you, people become friends, you see people's faces again. It's a much more rewarding path. And also at the time I lost my father, so I was to cancer, and I'm going through a lot, so I put all of that raw emotion into that song. The album cover artwork was done by a friend of ours named Mark Lambert. The skull with the chunk missing out of the side of his head, you can kind of see what looks like maybe a Neuralink type technology gone wild. So it's a cautionary tale from the future of humanity, where we integrate fully with technology. We all become cyborgs, and we end up being controlled by it. And it ultimately becomes the detriment of humanity and the downfall of civilization. So that's what it is. It's just, it tells that story. It's kind of directly inspired by the first song on that record called Assimilate. that's what it has to do with. And we just thought it looks really cool because it's a skull. So some albums that have caught my ears recently. There's definitely been a few. It's a great time for music. There's one called Tsunami Sea by a band called Spirit Box. I think that is really cool. It's more of a full length effort from them, which is nice to see because they brought out a lot of strong EPs. But it's great to hear a full length thing. They're from Victoria, BC, and I was sort of loosely part of that similar scene at the time with another band that I was in. So it's really, really cool to see somebody from what I thought was a local scene at the time make it into the mainstream. There's another band called Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum that has an album called Of the Last Human Being. Hopefully I said that right. They're really strange avant-garde type rock band. They've been around for a long time, but I got a chance to go see them. They have all sorts of weird instruments that they play. Like a lot of them are like homemade things that they invented. Like the bass player's got this thing called a sledgehammer dulcimer. Yeah, just go look it up. Like they're awesome. They've got another drummer as well too, and he plays like pots and pans and like kitchen sinks and like all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, check that one out. Maybe a little bit more locally, we play with a band called Death Club sometimes. They're a sick 3-piece. They're great, and their music sounds awesome as well, so please check them out as well. And Teeth. Teeth is a band that, as far as I know, has ex-members of Every Time I Die in it. We've got to play with them before, and we're probably going to do it again, so definitely got to plug those guys. Check out Teeth as well. We are from Barrie, Ontario, and a couple of us are from Orillia as well. Great little scene here. There's really only a few places to play, but there's lots of great bands around here, lots of enthusiasm for music. Like there's rarely a time where you play a show here and nobody shows up. Like if that's the case, it's because you didn't promote it properly, because there is a real hunger for music here. We play in a church basement sometimes, great turnouts there. We'll play at a place called The Queens, which is normally a dance club, so we've got all the lighting that they let us use for the bands as well. How cool is that? That's a pretty rare thing. So we've got lots of stuff planned for our future. We're always trying to develop. We're always trying to get to the next step in our career. We are actually going out on tour very, very soon. Depending on when you're seeing this, it might be happening right now. Starting July 16th, we are starting from Montreal, and we're going all the way to Nova Scotia and coming back again, playing shows on the way there, on the way back. And then, once we come back from tour, we're probably going to start writing again since we have new members. It's, probably going to be a completely different dynamic, but we're very, very excited for that. And we're always trying to sort of upscale things, like I was saying. So, like, we might be getting some lighting to bring around with us. And yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away and try to get this snowball rolling and make it bigger, bigger, bigger. This next question, I'm going to read it out loud just because I thought it was kind of funny how it was worded. So, why does metal rule? And if you think it doesn't, then why are you playing in a metal band? That is a very good question. It is not easy to play in a metal band, I will tell you that. But man, metal is everything. It's literally been the guiding thing in my life, the guiding force in my life that's taken me on the path that I have. I've given up jobs to play metal. I've moved across the country to play metal. It's the thing where you can rant and rave and scream and jump up and down, throw things and cause all kind of chaos, and do it in a safe, well, not really safe, but like at least friendly manner where we're all there just to have fun, right? It's amazing how it can be an outlet for maybe negative emotions, or it doesn't have to be negative. It can be any kind of emotion that gets you excited. It's great. You play a show and you pump it through the monitors and the speakers, and it just sounds big and powerful and awesome and energetic, and like it brings people together. And there's so many reasons why it's worth doing, even though it can be very, very tough to play in a band at times. It's definitely not glitz and glamour and all that. It's you get down and dirty, and you sometimes when you're on tour you have to camp in people's backyards and sleep on a dirty cot under the stars and wake up with dew on your face, and doesn't matter, you're getting up at the crack of dawn, 6 o'clock the next day, and you're back in the van, you're traveling to the next place. But you know what, we do it because we love it. Metal rules. Cringe.